How's it going, and welcome back to JamesChats. Today, we're gonna get a little bit crafty. You see this right here? That's not a book, that's a box. And in that box, I'm gonna craft a dice tower. What's actually really nice about this little book here is that it's only $13 on Amazon. And I'm basically just gonna be using Dollar Tree foam core for the construction process. So this is like a $15 project for any of you that wanna do it at home. First things first, I want to put a little base in the bottom here. I need to take some measurements here. 10 centimeters wide, 176 millimeters long. The length isn't gonna be as important, and we'll get to that in a little bit. 10 centimeters. So this is it's like an Olfa knife. That's what I use to cut foam and everything. The reason we go with Dollar Tree foam core is because they use a really bad glue. This is really great because the paper that they use peels right off. And now, this is a foam surface that I can put designs into. This is a texture rolling pin. It's not accessible to everybody because not everybody has a 3D printer. You can buy texture rolling pins on the internet. This cost me something like 50 cents to print, probably less actually. And I'll leave the files for this in the video description if you also have a 3D printer. I use the Ender 3 Pro. It's a great printer. It's a great printer. I'll also leave a link to that if you want to pick it up. It's a big hobby though, so just forewarning. So now what this is gonna do is it's basically the inverse of a cobblestone pattern. So when I roll it on the foam, it's going to leave these lines as indents and make it look like cobblestone. If I angle it, you can see that cobblestone pattern there. You can do that without the texture rolling pin. So you can like use a pencil to do the design yourself. It's very time consuming, but it works. So we're gonna put just a little bit of hot glue in the bottom here, just enough to adhere it down. Now, we need to start designing the actual tower to go in here. That is exactly how wide this can be in order for it to fold down and fit in here while allowing the book to close. We're gonna go 98 millimeters. I wanna leave some space here to put like a bag of dice. Moment of truth. Okay, that's looking good. And now what I need to do is I need to build the side walls. That is how big the side walls need to be because they're gonna be on the inside, sort of sandwiched between these. Oh my gosh, it's like exactly an inch. There. So there's our two pieces. Take these, put them like so. Oh yeah, we're good. We are golden. So that's like the basic structure. I'm also gonna be applying that cobblestone texture to the tower. Again, this isn't necessary. You can just build the dice tower if you just want a functioning tower, but I wanna go a little extra. I'm gonna tape these. We're gonna flip this over. And I taped it together so I can get a consistent pattern all the way around the tower. That's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. I'm gonna glue the walls up to there. Boom. Okay. Ooh, it's like the exact width of a D20, so we're good. We're gonna need like little alternating platforms to tumble the dice. So we got 1, 2, 3, and this will go in here kind of like so to redirect the dice to go out that way. Yeah, that looks good. Let's start gluing. Let's make sure that D20 can roll on through there. Oh yeah, we're good. Now, I need to cut a little hole here. Beautiful. Oh! Oh, nat 20, baby. I'm gonna try to continue the texture like along these edges. Another super cheap trick for you guys to do to add texture. This right here, it's a ball of aluminum foil. It has a texture to it, and if you roll it onto foam, it'll give it sort of like a rough rock type texture. Blend the line round the corners a little bit and really make it look sort of like a rock surface. What I want to do is I want to cut out just the right width so that this can actually sit down further into here and use this lip as something of a barrier to hold the dice tower in place. See that? I guess, yeah. Oh, it was so close to being another nat 20. Then you can just take it, collapse it, close it. All right, and that took like an hour. That took like an hour to craft. So now, what I have here is I have a Mod Podge acrylic paint mixture. So this is like 1 part Mod Podge, 1 part black paint. What it can do is, because it's Mod Podge, it can seal styrofoam. So this is sort of like a primer coat, if you will. I'm gonna tape this off. All right, so let's start putting down some Mod Podge mixture here. And we're just gonna paint that on. See, and you can see like the texture of the cobblestone. And that's really gonna pop out when we start doing some actual painting. Okay, now for the tower. Okay, I think we are done with that for now. Okay, so we're gonna grab a little paint tray here, and then we're gonna start mixing our paint up. We need quite a bit. All right, let's start painting some gray in here. Now, we're not getting a lot of the texture right now, and that's okay, because after we're done putting down all the gray, we're gonna do some dry brushing, as well as a dark wash. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so next I'm gonna put some white acrylic paint in here, and then I'm just gonna transfer a little bit of this gray into it to make it just a little off-white. I might even put a drop of brown paint in there, just to give it a little bit of an earthy tone. I don't need too much because we're dry brushing. Do 2 drops. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dry brush. You take your brush, you put just a little bit of paint on it, grab a paper towel, and then you wipe like all of the paint off of it. Hence, being a dry brush. You can start to see it highlighting the high points without lightening the cracks and crevices. Oh, that looks good. Now on to the dark wash. We are at 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours up to this point right now. It's not like that intense of a project. Here we go. I'm gonna set this off to the side for now. We got some water here. I'm going to add a little bit of black paint, a little bit of dish soap, and that should create a nice little dark wash for us. Just like a tiny, just a speck of dish soap. I'm gonna add a couple drops of brown paint into the water. Whoa, that's fun looking. A little bit onto this brush. Okay, and then we mix it up. And this basically just like pigments the water, and it allows it to really fall into the cracks that we've made. That should be fine. Hopefully it works out nicely. You can kind of see it taking effect a little bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now all that's left for me to really do is let it dry, apply a clear coat, because I'm going to be using like a spray clear coat to really protect it. And then I'm done. All right, it is now the next day, and this morning I took it outside and I applied a clear coat finish to the paint job to help protect it. I also found that the book was leaving a dark residue on surfaces, so I decided to just cover the whole thing in Mod Podge, and for the heck of it, I also covered all of the styrofoam in Mod Podge. You could honestly probably just do that and skip the clear coat process altogether. And now we're done. We have our book dice tower ready to go. You ready for this? It's amazing. So let's take a closer look at it here. We got the book, you open it up, and you got all of your contents. We have a little burlap sack here full of dice. It's just one dice set, but you can fit more in there if you'd like. I also have my miniature in here. This is Hogrod, my dwarvish paladin that I'm currently playing as. And then of course we have the tower, which you pull up and you wedge it in, and you're good to go. You're literally ready to roll. So let's get that inaugural D20 roll. Here we go. Ooh, 17, not a bad roll. It's not a nat 20, but I will take a 17. All right, I got a +2 greatsword. That's 25 to hit. I think it hits. I mean, I really couldn't be much happier with how this turned out. The paint job isn't perfect, but I'm not a professional painter. I think it sells the idea of a little cobblestone environment inside of a book. And then when you're ready to pack up, you just fold the tower down, put your dice back into their bag, put your mini in there, put those in there, close it up, and you're good to go. Aside from the 3D printed rolling pin, this is accessible to everyone. You know, you don't have to do the cobblestone pattern, or you could do it manually. It'll just take a lot longer than with the rolling pin. It's like a $15 project that basically anybody could do. I'll leave links to whatever I can think of in the video description. They're affiliate links, so if you decide to pick them up, it does support the channel, and I encourage that. If you do make this, I wanna see. Post some pictures on Twitter or Instagram or my Discord server. I have a Discord server with a whole bunch of fun channels, so come hang out there if you want. And I did actually stream this on Twitch. I recorded and streamed at the same time, so if you wanna hang out for some future projects like this, drop a follow. I also play a lot of video games, mostly video games, but every once in a while I do a little crafting stream. All right, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you again so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll see you all in the next video.